Unless it was really better on the.
On Saturday, we'll swim, travel, I'm doing all right. Yes. It does not. Very good to see you. There's 30 foot on camera. What's going on, Dave? That's about six. Their mother hit us. So we're ready.
Regular.
Well, Mr. Barber. Good morning.
Well, were you surprised Friday?
I tell you, we played really well. That early in the season, playing that well is encouraging.
I thought they looked a lot better this week than they did.
I agree.
I don't know how they don't. It don't matter. We can all be terrible. Like Friday's gonna be good. Sunnyvale is gonna be a test.
It's all being surely immediate out there. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. It's been a lot worse in September. So
He's playing well. He's doing a good job.
yeah, it's coming along.
It's Tuesday. Okay.
My daggum pins.
Something
Did anybody sign the financial? I'm sorry.
Is that Friday? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
My. Good grief, this is more.
I'll get everybody.
So do we have to go through? Crazy. So the board has to approve this.
We also, just the same way you record us to approve.
Okay.
I just gonna give the $1,000 gross.
All right, we're gonna start. Would you please stand?
Great.
Thank you very much. We are going to open our meeting today with a word of prayer. You bow your heads, please. Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much for today. We thank you for this county that you allow us to live in, Father, and we just ask that you would give us strength and wisdom in our meeting today, help the commissioners and myself make wise decisions. And I just ask that and the public here make wise decisions and comments. And we appreciate that they're here to see the government in action. Father, Father, we thank you for the weather that you've given us, for the rain in August and September. And we just ask that you continue to bless us. And it's in your son's precious name that I pray. Amen. All right. The national pledge, thank you. Pledge to the American flag. Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pledge to the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. You may have a seat. I will call our meeting to order. It is 9:03. We do have a quorum. All the commissioners are present, and so. Bye-bye. All right, item number 2, general announcements. Do we have any general announcements? For those of you that are not aware, on September the 17th is the Constitution Day for the state, and we have 2 events that are being conducted here at the courthouse outside. One at 12 to 1 and another one at 3 o'clock. And you're welcome to attend, where we celebrate the Constitution of the United States. All right, item number 3, we'll move on. Public comments. This is items on the agenda. And I have 2 people that have signed up for public comments, and we will begin with Ronnie Jones on items number 20 and 21. 20 is authorized judge to sign to Rico USA equipment lease agreements, and item 21 is an authorization of an invoice approval for L3 Harris.
Must have a wrong agenda. I just printed it last night. But I had item 8. Oh,
You did have item 8. I'm sorry. I was looking at line 2. Item 8 is the proposed tax rate for 2025. I'm sorry.
okay. In a previous meeting, this has been 3-4 weeks ago, whenever it was. Y'all approved a tax rate. And I take exception to the way you did it. You set the highest rate you could set and this was made in the court, it would not allow the people that vote to contest it. But your budget indicated a lower rate was necessary to meet that budget. But you didn't set the lower rate, you set the higher rate, which would only accumulate a few $1,000s more. You know, you're supposed to be working for the people, not for y'all. So you get more money so you can spend more money. Well, item in here. 21, I don't have my glasses, so here we go again. Either 20 or 21. You're gonna discuss USA equipment lease agreement. We're leasing equipment. I haven't heard what equipment that is. Y'all had workshops on it. Everybody that went to the workshop, I'm sure is fully informed of it. But not everybody goes to that. But don't put in here, you're gonna discuss it here and then don't do it. You just vote, yes, we're gonna do it and go ahead with it. We'd like to know what you're leasing. Because a lot of stuff we buy used to, now we're leasing because you don't have to go to the public to get approval to do it. And that's another item. 21, discuss and consider subsidizing or authorizing approval of L3 Harris contract, blah, blah, blah. And the way that's done, we bought the equipment. So we're buying more equipment, 24, 25, if what I'm reading is correct. And we're gonna pay for those items also, which is the speakers or whatever you're talking about. And then another item in that, this agenda is y'all want to vote to do whatever and give the judge the authority to sign it instead of you meeting and you people approve it. You're just approving that he can sign whatever he wants to do. I disagree with that. Somewhere you gotta tell him what his approval is for exactly, precisely, and not exceeding what y'all agreed to behind closed doors so the public don't hear it, except in workshops. And people don't work their schedule around your schedule, just like I done. If y'all had the 2 meetings that you were gonna discuss to the public, I wasn't at either one because I didn't know when they were. I've said that before. You get in such a rush that you spend $60,000 of our money on a building that you got into.
Ronnie, this is not germane to any agenda item that you're talking about. What you may
You're not talking about
move to
approving a
agenda
budget.
item.
In here somewhere, you're talking about approving a budget.
That is correct.
That is.
Is that what
the
you're talking
budget.
about now? You want us to
Is
talk
that
about
on the
approving?
budget? It's our money you're spending, and you've already spent it. Now you've got $200,000 out there. We're gonna spend it too, I presume. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ronnie.
And I
We appreciate
expect you
it.
not to change a thing you're doing.
All right, next item, next speaker is Ann Nelson, who wishes to speak on items 16, 17, and 18. 16 is consolidating voting precincts 2B, which votes at Old Bethel Baptist Church, and 2C, which votes at Falba Independent Church for one polling location. Item 17 is discuss and consider order establishing a Wills Point Community Center as a temporary branch early voting location for November 4th, 2025 election only. And I 18 is discuss and consider an order
establishing the Van Movie House as a temporary branch early voting location for each election until the order is rescinded. All right,
Good morning, everybody. I'm Ann Nelson, and I'm here with the Van Zandt County Democrats. And we're in favor of all three items. The consolidation, we're kind of gonna wait and see how that goes, but there's very few options for finding a polling location in 2C, so we'll support that. And we're excited about trying the two new early voting locations. I think that will be a big benefit for the voters in the county. And we will help however we can to get election workers. And that's it. Thank you.
thank you very much, Ann. All right, we will move on now to item number 4. Discuss, consider the annual declaration to follow rules and procedures to comply with the Indigent Healthcare and Treatment Act. The state of Texas requires that the county provide indigent health care for those who are unable to afford it and are truly indigent. We have a whole department set up to do that. And Casey is our the one that handles that, and we have to submit this notice to the public, notifying them about the rules and procedures to comply with the responsibility under the Indigent Healthcare Treatment Act. And that's what this notice does right here. As soon as we authorize the signature, approve it, then it will get posted on the website to meet government rules. Okay, so is there a motion to approve the notice to the public form for the indigent healthcare?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign, motion passes. Item number 5, discuss, consider an annual license renewal for Smart Choice Enterprises, DBA Canton Auto and Salvage of 3909 Miriam Drive, Dallas, Texas 75212 to operate an automotive wrecking and salvage yard located at 12848 I-20 Canton, Van Zandt County, Texas 75103.
Yes, sir, that owner is no longer gonna be seeking, to renew that application. So I went and met with him at the facility. It's been closed down for about a year or so for numerous reasons. He had a lot of theft, so he kind of barricaded the area by putting cars around there. And it's way out of compliance with the current ordinance that we have. And there was gonna be a lot of work to get it into compliance with the one that I'm gonna talk about today. So I spent a couple hours with them up there. And it was a mutual agreement. And the reason I spent so long there is I kind of walked him step by step that he had some currency. He doesn't even know if he's gonna open again. So I just walked him through the process of I understand that's a decision you have to make. But if you do decide to open, here are the things that you'll need to do to get that permit removed. And he was good with it. So it was a good conversation. It wasn't bad. We're not denying his application necessarily. He's just not gonna he's not seeking renewal of the permit.
Okay,
So what is what do we do? Why is that in the courtroom? If he's not seeking renewal, why is it on the agenda? Like, I'm just curious. What is
well, he actually submitted a renewal, didn't he? That was in the packet.
It did, and I don't know why it got put on there. It was on, the only reason I could think that it got put back on was because it was on an agenda item initially and y'all had tabled it. And now maybe we're just closing it out. I don't know.
So basically, we don't take any action.
No
on it.
action.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Okay. So there'll be no action on this.
Should we table it indefinitely?
Sorry. So he can clarify that once you table something, if you don't take action on it, then it's automatically approved. On that ordinance. So we're just saying he's not seeking approval. So do we need to take action?
So we need to make a motion to not take any action on it.
Make a motion to deny it. And I'll see if I have to approve
That's right.
that.
Make a motion to deny his application. So I'll make a motion to deny his application.
Second.
All right, motion has been made and seconded. And any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Item number 6. Now we will go move into a public hearing to discuss the adoption of the salvage and wrecking yard ordinance and to receive public input on the same pursuant to section 396.042 of the Texas Transportation Code. All right, we will go into public hearing now at 9:15. Is there anybody here that wishes to speak on the ordinance?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I just want to explain it. The county has had an ordinance on salvage and wrecking yards for a very long time. And it was good. It's just, I'm trying to serve the people a little bit better. And it had a lot of references to the Texas Administrative Code, Texas Government Code. So you had to go to a bunch of different places to find out if you were the owner of the business. There was a lot of different places you had to go to figure out what you had to do. And that's okay. But what I basically did was I just, nothing in this ordinance, like Kevin Palmer did not make anything up. This all came out of the Texas Government Code, Texas Administrative Code, that are in place. And so with this, now as the owner of a salvage and wrecking yard, if you have this ordinance and you read it all the way through and you comply with it, you'll have no issues in getting your permit. So a couple different questions that I've gotten from different people to include this court is, what is a automotive wrecking and salvage yard? So that's in the definition. It means any person or business that stores 3 or more wrecked vehicles outdoors for the purpose of dismantling or otherwise wrecking the vehicles to remove parts for the sale or use in an automotive repair or rebuilding business. So you're taking wrecked vehicles or salvaged vehicles, you're storing them on property for people to come and buy and sell parts. Another definition here is junk, and that's an actual Texas definition for this actual ordinance. Junk means copper, brass, iron, steel, rope, rags, batteries, tires, or other material other than a wrecked vehicle that has been discarded or sold at a nominal price by a previous owner of the material. So basically, you're taking these two definitions, you are creating a business out of it, you are operating it as one of these places, and you're going to be selling it to the general public. And you have to follow this ordinance. So, one of the things that kind of clears some things up is called the visual aesthetics outline, and that came into place in 1996. And that just says you have to have an 8-foot fence all the way around where this is stored. It all has to be all the same color, and things like that. It also gives, I think I've talked about this before, it gives people, if and when we receive a new application, I will get with Keegan and she will post where that proposed location is. And then we have to set a public hearing for that. And it gives people that live in that area the opportunity to voice their concerns so that we can make informed decisions. Are there any other questions?
So it's basically a business.
Yes, sir. Sure. If it's now, if you are a homeowner and you have, per the Texas Health and Safety Code, if you have technically more than one wrecked vehicle on your property, you're out of compliance. But there's discretion in all of that.
There better be.
Say again, sir?
There better be some discretion in all of it.
Like I said, I'm not,
I
so
know. I understand.
I'm here to serve the people,
I
not
understand.
not do that stuff.
all right. If there's no more public comment, we will close the public hearing at 9:20. And we will now move into item number 7, discuss and consider the adoption of a salvage and wrecking yard ordinance pursuant to section 396.042 of the Texas Transportation Code.
And in that ordinance, there are a few minor changes that need to be made. And that is on for the fourth page. It says that all new or existing junkyards or automotive wrecking and salvage yards must obtain a county issued license by January 1st, 2025. Should be 2026.
So there were typos that, Michelle actually caught, so I have. The version that I was looking at, she went in there and made it, very nice, it has a glossary, an index and all that kind of good stuff, so the final version. That has any of the typos, there was another one. We're asking the ones that are currently here, we're giving them until December, I think on that, I think it says December 1st.
Yes, it
That should have
does.
been December 31st, 2025. And then now being that they would need to be in compliance by January 1st, 2026. And that's just so that you as a business owner have time to get all the stuff in order.
So, the other item I see under duties and powers says the county attorney. The county or district attorney shall be responsible for civil enforcement of this ordinance. And it says the county or district attorney shall provide annual reports regarding legal actions taken to enforce this ordinance. Who are they providing the annual reports to?
So, let me go back to the civil, if there is civil enforcement, so there can be civil and criminal enforcement. So my office, the fire marshal's office, will go out and enforce this ordinance. If for some reason. Like, we're working with the people, and there's no action, they're not doing anything about it, it's not getting better. Then that's where we can either take civil action or criminal action. So if we chose to take civil action against them, I would have to. Get with the district attorney and ask them to file civil action against them. Once they file that civil action, they actually have to notify both commissioners court and the state. So
Okay.
If they do civil action, it's just an annual report, but, that's the part that they were telling us.
Okay. All right. So is there a motion to approve, adopt the salvage and wrecking yard ordinance pursuant to section 396.042 of the Texas Transportation Code as amended?
I'd make the motion to approve it, with those amended updated dates in it.
Okay.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Kevin, if you could get us the updated one with those changes, we appreciate it. All right, item number 8, public hearing on the proposed tax rate for 2025. We will now go into public hearing at 9:23. For those of you that have not heard from the appraisal district, our no new revenue tax rate for M&O is 0.283747, and our M&O rate for the voter approved tax rate is 0.299622. So those are the rates that were given to us by the appraisal district. Is there anybody that would like to speak about the tax rate? Okay. All right. So last chance. All right, 9:24, we will close the public hearing on the proposed tax rate for 2025. And items number 9, 10, and 11, we will have to table. And the reason why we'll have to table, for those of you that have been keeping up with our workshops, we have not completed our budget for the fiscal year.
And we are still in the process of working on it. And we can't adopt a budget if we haven't completed it yet. We can't adopt a tax rate until we've completed our budget. So is there a motion? And that will be on our next Commissioner Court meeting, which is the 24th. So is there a motion to table items number 9, which is discuss, consider adoption of the Van Zandt County budget for the fiscal year 26, beginning October 1st, 2025 and ending September 30th, 2026. Item number 10 is discuss, consider adoption of the 2025 tax rate for Van Zandt County and the order setting the tax rate per LGC 111.010. And item number 11 is discuss, consider ratifying the property tax increase reflected on fiscal year 26 budget LGC 111.008. Is there a motion to table?
Motion to table.
Second.
All right, is there any further discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Item number 12, discuss, consider approval of the fiscal 2026 budget policy. The budget policy is merely a statement of how we will conduct kind of line item transfers with the budget in the coming year. It relates to 3 different areas. There's transfers related to personnel cost or operating cost or capital cost. And the Commissioner Court may spend county funds only in the strict compliance with the budget. Commissioner's Court order may amend the budget to transfer an amount budgeted for one item to another budget item with authorization of an emergency expenditure. Commissioner's Court approval for line item transfers within the department's operating expenses will not require the department head to be present when the amendment is presented to the court if the transfer has been signed by the department head. Any amendment related to capital costs, this is generally equipment purchases, will require the department head to be present in court. Purchase orders must be generated before goods or services are ordered. Requisition the number does not give permission to order. All departments except law enforcement and road and bridge shall secure a purchase order for any items over $100. Law enforcement and road and bridge limit is $500. So is there a motion to approve the budget policy for 2026?
I don't know why y'all looking at me. I think the department heads struggle with the $100 PO.
All right, you want to move this to a workshop to discuss?
I've just had a couple of them, which I mean, I don't interact with all the department heads, but they struggle, like a case of paper's over $100. I mean, I have been asked if we could move that, but I don't,
All right.
I don't think we need
Let's-
to micromanage our departments. Like, I know that probably scares some people, but either they can run their office or they can't run their office. And like, we're micromanaging them to where it makes it very difficult for them to do their task if they have to get a PO for every little box of pens. Or I just think maybe we should do that.
We should table this then and have a workshop with the auditor and the treasurer present to get everybody's input to do that.
Okay,
Okay, so is our motion table?
my motion to table it.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion to table passes. Item number 13, discuss and consider adoption of the holiday schedule for fiscal year 2026. And these are the dates. If you've seen I didn't bring it with me, but there's 14 holidays and they are set based on pretty much what the federal holiday schedule is. So is there a motion to adopt the holiday schedule for fiscal year 2026?
Motion.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Item number 14, discuss, consider a replat of Oak Creek Estates 17A, 17B,
located on Van Zandt County Road 3907 in precinct 3.
Yes, Judge, this is mine, and they do have all of their will letters and everything has been taken care of in the proper way. So I guess I make a motion that we,
Public hearing. You have to hold today a public hearing, public input.
right now,
That's not in the agenda.
it's not in the agenda for that.
We don't put it in the agenda, but it's kind of like an open, say when you're opposed or anything on it, then close it. It's part of the replanning process in our subdivision.
All right. Is there anyone here that would like to speak on, for, or on behalf of the replat of Oak Creek Estates 17A and 17B? All right.
They are here.
Is the applicant here?
Yes.
I'm here.
He's,
Do I need to say something? I talked to.
Do you support it?
What I'm trying to do is give my son a piece of land next to me so he can build a house on that piece of property, and that's it. I personally don't see why we gotta go through all the big being hoop now, but I guess that's law, so.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm for it. I mean, I talk with my neighbors, and they don't have a problem with it, so.
Okay.
You know, yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. All right. Is there anybody opposed? All right. So, is there a motion? Can we now move to approve it?
Looks,
Close the hearing. All right, we will close the hearing at 9:32. It opened at 9:30. And I didn't catch your name, sir.
sorry.
Sir,
Your name?
Glenn,
Glenn.
GLEN, Anderson.
Okay. Anderson. All right, very good. The hearing is closed. Is there a motion to approve the replat of Oak Creek Estate 17A and 17B?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Congratulations, Glenn. All right.
Hard fought victory there.
Yeah. Item number 15, discuss and consider approval of the Kimbrough 3 addition subdivision plat located on Van Zandt County Road 4512 in precinct 4. Is there need for a public hearing on this one? Okay. Okay.
This is mine. They've all met the requirements, all the required paperwork. It's 2 lots. One is 4.37 acres. The other is 5.12. It's platted. It's got Vincent. It's got 4512 road frontage, and they've met all the requirements. So, make a motion to approve the Kimbrough 3 addition subdivision plat.
All right, motion has been made. Is there a second?
Second. Yep, go ahead.
Oh, I'll give it to Mr.
Bobby
Phillips. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Item number 16, discuss and consider consolidating voting precincts 2B, which votes at Old Bethel Baptist Church, and 2C, which votes at Falva Independent Church, into one polling location at Old Bethel Baptist Church. And Shannon Maddox will now tell us why.
Morning. Precinct 2C at the Falva Independent Church had several issues in the November election, and we had multiple complaints from our workers. So we decided that that is no longer a viable polling location at this time. There are limited places within that voting precinct to have a polling location. I believe you'd reached out to a church, never heard back, did you?
We're still working,
Okay.
but we need to go ahead and establish this one, I think,
Correct.
in this, so, I agree with you in this temporary change.
Right. This is only going to be for the November election. We need to make a decision because it's put our ballots and our programming and everything on hold until this decision is made. Old Bethel is about 4 miles away from the Falva Church. What we would do is put signs out at both locations and on 198 to alert the people where they need to go. Because even I've had a hard time finding Old Bethel. I know where it is now, but So we'll put signs out on 198 alerting people where to go to vote. But this is just, it, like I said, it is only for the November election, and we will move forward trying to find a location, starting with the March primaries.
And about how many voters are in two C and two B?
There's less than 3,000 in each. If you combine both of them, it's like 4,400.
Okay. Okay, so, is there a motion to approve the, consolidation of voting precincts two B and two C at, Old Bethel Baptist Church?
I'd make a motion to consolidate two B and two C for the November election.
November election, you have that in there, yes.
Second.
All right, motion is made and second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Item number 17. Discuss and consider an order establishing the Wills Point Community Center as a temporary branch or early voting location for the November 4th, 2025 election only.
Again, we are here about that. Wills Point ISD is having a bond election, school bond election, so they approached us wanting to have an early voting location within their jurisdiction. We advised them that we did not have it budgeted to have a third early voting location. So they agreed that they would pay for it. They would pay for the workers. We'll supply one worker for our county pool. They supply the rest of the workers, but they will pay even our worker. They will also pay for all of the supplies and our travel back and forth to Wills Point. We have to go there daily now to get their forms and get them processed. So this is just going to be for the November election again. I'm sorry. November only, and we have an agreement with them. We have the addendum to the agreement. Tony has gone over it, just laying out what they'll pay for, what we'll do, what we'll supply.
Okay, is there a motion to consider establish Wills Point Community Center as a temporary branch early voting location for November 4th, 2025 only?
I know y'all are looking at me.
It's your area, it's in your precinct.
I'll make the motion that we do the early voting for the November election only.
All right, motion is made. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Item number 18, discuss and consider an order establishing the Van Movie House as a temporary branch early voting location for each election until the order is rescinded.
Okay. Van Zandt County is growing. We're getting more and more registered voters, and we see the need, especially after the November election, to have additional early voting locations. I believe within the budget, we have a second location. Van had approached us months ago saying, hey, we want to be, if you ever do it, we want to be your early voting location. If we have it in Van, we have an interlocal agreement with them that they don't pay lease equipment fees, and we don't pay for rental on the polling location, which is the Van Movie House. The Van Movie House has a deposit of $250. It's $200 for 4 hours, and then $25 for each additional hour, and we would have to lease it for 2 weeks solid. So I think that's a pretty good deal that they would give us that location.
You're saying that they're waiving the fees?
They are waiving the fees,
Okay.
and we waive the lease fees on the equipment
Okay,
when they have an election.
Which is how much is that?
It's $500 per piece of equipment. So roughly,
Better deal.
$1,500.
yeah, 1,500 to 2,000.
Hmm.
And then the poll pads are $100.
So I think we come out pretty good on
Yeah,
that
we got
deal.
better in the deal on that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, right. Even when they don't have an election, they're not gonna charge us for that location.
Do we already own the equipment?
Yes,
So we're not having to invest any money in this. This is equipment that we already have that we're actually making it easier for folks to do their early voting.
correct. We feel like with it being in Van, it will pull Edom, Ben Wheeler, and maybe even Grand Saline. And it would take the strain off of our main early voting location, which is at the library. We had over 16,000, I believe it was 16,600 that voted in the November election in that one location. If we could have two locations, we may even get more voters during early voting, but at least it will be spread out between the two locations.
So this would be just our second early voting location.
Correct.
Whereas before, everybody had to come to Canton to the library.
Yes, sir.
And the city of Van is going to supply an employee when they have an election.
When they have an election, yes, sir, they'll supply a worker to come and help out.
All right, so is there a motion to establish the Van Movie House as a temporary branch,
I'll make
early
it,
voting location?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign, motion passes. Item number 19. Discuss and consider disposal of old election equipment consisting of 28 auto marks, which are ADA compliant, 30 of the M100 ballot counters, 29 auto mark tables, 30 M100 ballot boxes, 2 M650 ballot tabulators, and 25 Hart electronic poll books.
We need to amend the auto marks to 27. We had a city reach out to us and say, hey, we can use that through September of 26, and we want to use it for our May election. So we're gonna let them have one of those to use.
I would like for us to remove the poll books. They're iPads, right?
No, these are the old ones before I even worked here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Hart wouldn't take them back, and so
Okay.
they've just been locked up in a room.
Okay. So these have been in storage since August of 23.
Oh, I've been here since 2018.
I mean, all of the stuff, the M100s and all.
Yeah,
Since we got the new hard equipment in
Correct.
late 23, they've been in storage.
they've been in
and-
storage.
And we are now ready to move them out. And that is what this is on the agenda for. We have a company that does recycling of computer equipment and does certification that has been properly recycled and taken care of.
So is there any resale value on any of this equipment? Would you consider it to be current or obsolete?
It is up.
So it can't be used anywhere. The only natural step for us to take at this point is to have it recycled.
Yeah, I believe the state has deemed them obsolete. They no longer certify them, so they can't be used for elections in our state, so. So is there a motion to dispose of this election equipment as listed?
I motion to dispose to, if anything has to be signed, authorize the county judge to execute that for these particular items and quantities to be recycled.
Second.
All right. Motion is made second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Item number 20. Thank you, Sean. Discuss and authorize county judge to sign 2 Rico USA equipment lease agreements. Is my time up? So I had tabled this at our last commissioner court meeting because I wanted to do some analysis on the these are Ricoh copiers that are used throughout the county. And what I found out from Scott, who actually handles all of the work dealing with these copiers, is that, done quite a bit of work in consolidating the leases into what's called a pooled count. Whereas we may have 6 copiers and all of them will have a pooled amount of pages. And by pooling them together, no one if one goes over their count, then that pool can be used to keep it down. And that is a very efficient in the way that it's being done. And I was very pleased with the results of that. And I don't have it here. I had it here. Hold on. And I also found out about a copier. There was one copier that we apparently owned. And I asked him, how did we get to own it? He said, well, that was an error. And he says it passed from the auditor's office to the, and I don't have my thing here, but to Indigent Health, onto Wills Point Substation. We've had that copier for over 10 years. And it was out of service. And, Ricoh just didn't want it back. And they just said, well, maybe you should just buy a year's worth of supplies while they're still available and keep using it. And we did. We kept using it for longer than we could have. And I was very pleased in the research that I got that the county is getting a good deal through these releases and through the pooling of the copiers in that regard. So is there a motion to authorize the county judge to sign 2 Ricoh USA equipment lease agreements, which covers about 6 copiers?
Motion.
Second.
All right, motion is made and second. Any further discussion?
These 2 Ricoh USA equipment lease agreements, you're saying that's for 6 copiers?
One is for 6. Again, it's a pool, and the other one's for 3.
Okay, and those are distributed across the county in
Yes.
different various
Yes.
offices?
Yes. So, all right.
Do you have any kind of idea what the cost on the leases would be?
I can look them up real quick. I'm not sure if it's actually in there, but the total, it is really, let me see, what item are we on? Item number 21? 20.
Yeah, 20.
So there's a problem reading this document. So I can't look them up. So, but I believe it's roughly $300 a month for the major ones, or $400 a month for the major ones, and $300 for the sub ones. If I'm not mistaken, I get those numbers too.
That's quite a lot less than the lease agreements that I've been associated with.
Yes, and those lease agreements include full service, and it includes toner.
It's $945.
Okay, total.
6 of them are $945, which includes maintenance.
Maintenance and toner. That's a month for 6, and so thank you for looking at that. All right, so motion has been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Item number 21, discuss, consider authorizing approval of L3 Harris invoice Van Zandt 082825558 for the radios and accessories purchased under Amendment 3 of contract for P25 radio system. This invoice is for $330,274.59. Replaces the previous invoice VZNZ 0527255B and covers radio and accessories purchased from mid-2024 to 2025. This is under the contract that we signed for the new P25 radio system back in 2022. And these were radios that have been purchased since 2024 through mid-year this year. And we had a previous invoice. There are 4 5 orders that they cover, order 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's 4 orders. That we spread out over a period of time. We've had these radios, some of them for over a year already, and we're just now paying for them. And it has to do with the way Harris needed to get it done. That's why we had to do an amendment to get it all consolidated in there. But this amount has already been approved under the contract price. The contract is was $6.5 million. And so, but I bring it, each time we have one of these major invoices, I bring it to the Commissioner's Court as a point of reference and to be transparent, so they're aware of what this is. This is the radios that we purchased for law enforcement, for public safety, and for all the volunteer fire departments that do not have a taxing entity to support them. And it's close to 400 radios and accessories.
It's getting paid for through the ARPA grant.
Pay through for the ARPA grant. That is correct.
Can the ARPA grant be used for general budget, or is it dedicated funds for a particular project?
You have to dedicate the fund. The funds have to be approved for the projects that it's spent on. And we use a service called GrantWorks to make sure, because the ARPA grant requires that money only be spent for specific things. And so every time we get a specific, and we have all the money, it was $11 million that we received, and we hired GrantWorks to go through, because when we first got it back in 21 or 22, it was very strict, very limited in what the money could be used for. And so we hired GrantWorks to manage this, to make sure that the money we spent and allocated was authorized by the federal government. Of course, a year or two later, they kind of opened it up to pretty much everything. But we still have to go through that to consult, because if it's not authorized, then we pay the money back. We can't spend the money on it. So in that regard. So, but this is for all the radios that are currently being programmed and being distributed to their various entities throughout the county. So is there a motion to approve the payment of this invoice?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Thank you.
Bobby.
Yeah, speak up, Bobby.
Item number two, that's 22. Discuss and consider acceptance of a reimbursement check from EDCOG. That's East Texas Council of Governments, for those of you unfamiliar, in the amount of $4,200 for contract numbers 25-06-01 for a fiscal year 25 solid waste management planning grant completed by Van Zandt County Road and Bridge Precinct 3.
Yes, this is where we have our cleanup day, and we go out for a grant on it, and we get the grant, but we have to pay it up front, and then they reimburse us. And that's what this check is for, right?
Solid waste management is
So-
called.
I make a motion that we accept the $4,200.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Mitch Curtis, seconded. All of them in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passed.
We were shocked you remembered his name.
The order of his name. Item number 23, discuss
Good
and consider application and resolution for ITCOG fiscal 26 and fiscal year 27 solid waste grant by precinct 1.
Yeah, it's the same thing that Bobby just got reimbursed for. And we're gonna do it. I think we have to go out for 2 years, don't we? It's 2 years.
Yeah.
It's a 2-year deal this year.
Yeah, they're done 2 years in a row this time, so we're gonna go out for that grant for Grand Saline to have precinct 1 to have a cleanup day.
And what that entails is, what that pays for is the dumpster, or not a dumpster, what is it called? A roll-off?
Roll off.
A roll-off that is used, which are roughly around $2,000,
No, they're not that much, are they, Bobby?
$1,500,
I think they're about $1,500.
$1,500 each, and
Isn't
that'll,
that pretty close, you know? Keegan.
Depending on what size.
yeah.
They have a 40-yard and a 30-yard.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
what
think-
you get,
I
but we're
think
also
we-
thinking, we're gonna try to do it in the fall, just on the same grant. We're gonna do like a tire cleanup day. We have tires scattered all over the county. And, so we're gonna do one in the fall, one in the spring.
And do we charge on those cleanup days?
No,
No,
But we do charge, normal cycle, right?
yes, sir.
normally we do.
Okay.
On that cleanup day, you have to show an ID or a utility bill from that precinct,
Okay.
the way I understand it. Am I right, Keegan? She not listening to, am I right on that?
Just say yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, it's best that you show proof of,
Yeah.
residency in the. All right, so is there a motion?
I'll make that motion to
All right,
I said,
approve the application.
I second
motion is made, second. Is
it.
there any further discussion?
I made the motion.
Yes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign.
What's your name?
Motion passes. Item number 24 is same as item 23, except this is a application resolution for a solid waste grant by precinct 3.
Yeah, again, this is for two different years. And we can have one. We could actually have them 2 different times of the year, but be in 2 different years. And that's what I'm shooting for too. And we always have the entire cleanup. We always have at ours. So, and it's a very good deal. There is no charge to anybody that day. Actually, we do ours we've done ours 2 days. We do it on a Friday and a Saturday, you know. And that gives people more of an opportunity to get there. And I think it's a great deal for the county. I feel like otherwise we'd probably have a lot of trash in our road
And
ditches and.
explain what we have to do to dispose of the tires we collect.
Well, we have a trailer there in our yard, an enclosed trailer. They bring them to us. Now, on a normal days where you come in, if it's not on this cleanup days, you have to pay and I apologize, I can't tell you exactly how much a tire it is.
About $4.
So then my guys loads them into this trailer. And then we have to take them to Fort Worth to dispose of. And I think it's about $2,500 a trailer
That is correct.
to dispose of.
$2,800.
But in this grant, it pays for that disposal. So it don't cost us anything to do that other than some labor, the load. And in the past, I've had a pretty good deal on that. I had inmates that worked and I would put them out there so it didn't cost us anything to load the tires. Labor wise. It was a very good deal, or it is a very good deal for the county. And I make a motion that we do this. Second.
All right, motion has been made by Bobby Phillips and seconded by Brandon Martin. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign, motion passes. Item number 25 is consent agenda. Consent agenda are items considered routine by Commissioners Court. They're enacted with one motion. There's no separate discussion on these items unless the county judge or commissioner requests an item be removed from the consent agenda considered separately. And for those of you that have the agenda, you'll see the items that are considered in there. It's approval of the minutes of the August 25th meeting, approving county bills for payment, approving ratifying county bills as submitted, and approval of line item transfers, and review monthly reports from offices and departments, and approval of proposed installation of pipe in our utility lines.
Could I remove F?
You want to remove the proposed installation of pipe and utility lines? Yes. So is there a motion on the consent agenda to approve items A through E?
I'd make a motion to approve A through E.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any, there is no discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passes. Item number 26, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion we adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose like sign, motion passes. I want to thank everybody for attending our meeting today.
I didn't see that F on there when I looked through it before, and I just want to make sure that.
Okay.
I just want to make sure it's respect on that F before we go forward with it.
There's some, that came into.
We did. I have one. I didn't know you didn't want to be hard. It's such. Hey, I see that. I see that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.